Hey guys, we are back with some more New Jersey Devils franchise mode in NHL 20. And in this one, we have a few things to do and to go over before resuming the simulation. First, we need to re-sign the Goose. Nikita Gusev, he's an 86 overall. He's been phenomenal for us ever since the start of the GM mode. 77 points last year, 51 so far this year. We definitely have to re-sign him, so we'll offer him a contract extension. And he wants 7 years at 8.45. Now, that's not going to be too much of an issue, and the reason I'm not concerned is because we also have the contracts of Travis Zajac and Zach Smith coming off the books this year. And even if we want to re-sign Smith and Zajac, they'll both be a lot less than what they're making now. Yeah, Zach Smith wants 1.5, and Zajac, I would guess, wants even less. Yeah, 1.3. So I'm not worried about that. We can re-sign Gusev, though I'm not going to give him 7 years. I'll give him 5 years, and we'll go for, we'll see if we could take him down to 8 we'll go 8 mil, just because Taylor Hall is making 8 mil. So there you go. He is going to discuss this extension with his friends and family, and will get back to us soon, all right? And there's also Paul Mary, who can be extended, but I want to wait on him. So that is the only contract we're extending for right now. And now, something a little unusual. We're not going to be making a trade. And the reason for that is, there was someone else who needed to be getting ice time on a defensive core, and that person is Kirill Zhamnov. He was down in the AHL, and he was getting a whole ton of points, and he just wasn't. The progress reports didn't have him gaining any kind of growth, not even statistical growth, from the amount of points that he was getting. So, you know, I figured he's too good for the AHL. Let's call him up to the NHL, and we'll get him some ice time up here. And we're not making a trade, so that leaves 7 defensemen, you might think. But here's where it gets weird. Damon Severson is a forward. We're going to try him on the second line, and the reason being, obviously, because we needed to get Zhamnov some time on the NHL team, so that leaves him with Manson. And also, what this does, it gives Ty Smith more time, which was something that is a concern of Devils fans. So I figured we'll hit 2 birds with 1 stone. So as a result of calling Zhamnov up, we're able to move Smith up, we're able to get Zhamnov some time, and we potentially solve our problem of, well, not problem, there's definitely no scoring problem or shortage on this team, but it allows us to leave Brad on the third line while having an offensively capable Damon Severson on that second line with Paul Mary and Hischier. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Damon Severson does on that second line, and of course, we had to take somebody out, and that would have been Miles Wood. He's just doing awful defensively. His ratio, his takeaway to giveaway ratio is an 18 to a 35. That is just not good at all. You don't like to see that out of a third liner, so we took him out. He has 20 points on the season, but he's hurting us a little bit more than he's helping. We are going to try out these lines. Damon Severson is still a defenseman on the penalty kill. And obviously, we have him as a forward on the 5-on-5, so there may be a little bit of confusion there. I'm hoping not. But, you know, we'll see what happens in the simulation, because I really like what we have here on our defensive core. And I didn't want to trade anybody if I didn't have to and take on that extra salary, because I didn't want to trade Severson. But at the same time, you know, we had to give Zhamnov some time. And who are you taking out? You're not taking out Subban. You're not taking out Tanev with the chemistry that he has with Ty Smith. You're not taking out Butcher because he's with Subban. And you're not taking out Manson because he's one of your only defensive defensemen along with Tanev. So the only other option is Damon Severson. So we decided to move him to forward just to see how Zhamnov and Smith work out. Now, if Smith and Zhamnov do develop to the way they should, then Severson becomes expendable. But if they don't, then we can just move Severson back to the defensive core. And of course, we still got a little goaltending issue, but as we saw in the last one, the goal scoring in the NHL has gone up significantly in this simulation. So we'll see what these lines do. Hopefully Severson is able to get it done with Paul Mary and Hischier, because that would be awesome if we can have this kind of forward depth, especially with Brad on the third line, because then we'll have 3 great scoring lines that we can rely on for the playoffs. So we will now go past the trade deadline. There are no trades that I want to make. I feel that we have a pretty good team, and the game even says we're a champion team, so we'll see if that's true. So I would love to get to 50 wins in this episode. That'd be great. So 19 more wins at least. Come on, boys. Let's go up all the way to the end of the season. Game against Pittsburgh, and Nikita Gusev has re-signed. The Goose is back for another 5 years, and there is a 4-2 win. And there's 4 wins in a row now. My mouth couldn't keep up with the simulation for once. And that is not good. Taylor Hall out with injured ribs until March 12th. Okay, so that's not too long from now. So what I'll do is I'll just fill in Wood. Breaking news. The Arizona Coyotes have fired head coach Brendan Bolig. All right, so there's another head coach firing. And we won 5 in a row before we lost 2. But luckily, Taylor Hall is fully healed and available to play. So we will definitely get him back in there. And hopefully that'll give us a few more wins. So we got Buffalo, and there's a loss. So those 3 losses kind of negating the winning streak that we went on. And 5 losses in a row. That is unfortunate. You absolutely hate to see it. Edmonton, Tampa Bay has fired head coach Andrew Lowe as a shootout loss. Come on, boys. I want 50 wins. Is 50 wins even possible anymore? I don't think so. I think the maximum... Oh, man. We're 37, 32, and 6. The maximum at this point would be 44, I believe. Yeah, 44. That's rough. So, where are we sitting right now in terms of the playoffs? We are 2 points behind the Capitals, but we do have a game in hand. So, where is the wild card sitting in the Atlantic? 84 points. Let's see how Severson's doing. He has 28 points. I can't remember how many points he had when we moved him on to the forward core. Let's check on Kirill Zhamnov now. Okay, 4 points in 14 games. Not too shabby to start out his career. And how are our goaltenders doing? Leonard with a 905. Yep, figures. Goaltending is the problem here, for sure. And I don't know what we can necessarily do to fix it other than drafting or maybe get a goaltender out of free agency, because, again, it seems like the scoring has gone way up in the simulation, and there's really not much we can do about it at this point besides hope that we can somehow make the playoffs. So, Ottawa, we need a win here. We need a win, basically, for the rest of the season. I'd prefer to get all the remaining games, but let's take it a few games at a time here. We have Ottawa, St. Louis, and Detroit. Game against Ottawa, that'll be an injury to Kyle Palmieri. That's just great. Injured groin until April 2nd. So we're going to edit lines manually, and we'll get Bratt on the second line, and then we will put Miles Wood in on the third line with Zaka and Coleman. Or actually, you know what? Let's get Zhamnov on here. Let's see what he's about on the power play. And there's a 7-4 win over Ottawa. Very nice. And a shootout loss and a 6-3 win. Okay, so we're in a wild card spot as of right now, but that could very easily change. Do we have any games against... Hold on, let's see the standings here. We do have a game against the Flyers. That game against the Flyers is crucial in order to stay in this thing. So Buffalo, I mean, really all 4 of these games are crucial, but this one especially. So here we go. Game against Buffalo. They have, oh man, they're a good team. They have 49, 26, and 2. Get the dub. Please get the W. Please get the W. Yes. 3-0 win over Buffalo. Let's go, boys. So, huge game against Philly. Absolutely huge. Kyle Palmieri is fully healed as well. So, yeah, like to see it. We'll definitely get him back in there because he makes his team much better than Miles Wood does. So now, I think I'll leave the second line the way it was since we've been winning a couple of games in a row now. So, game against Philly, we are going to do the slow sim because this is an important game. First period, oh my God. Lindblom Provorov and Patrick on Leonard. Second period. You hate to see it. Morgan Frost and Blackwood now. And third period. All right, so we got two, Simmons and Hughes, but Myers with the empty netter makes it 5-2. And the Flyers have jumped us into a divisional spot. However, we are still in the wild card. So where does the wild card in the Atlantic Division sit? And here's the thing, too, is that the Capitals, the Rangers, and the Islanders are all right behind us. We definitely need these last two wins. Where's the Atlantic Division wildcard sitting? They are the Panthers with 88 points. Okay, we definitely... Oh, yeah, we need to beat the Panthers. We absolutely need to beat the Panthers. Crucial last two games here. Come on, boys. Simulate the game against Tampa, and then we'll go into it for Florida. Tampa, 5-4 win. There you go. All right. Absolutely huge game against Florida. I believe if we win this, then we'll be in. So we have to make sure that... Oh, we are in. Okay, solid. Yes, okay. All right, it doesn't matter anyway. Whew, okay, we barely made it in. We barely made it in. So we'll simulate this last game against Florida. Well, actually, we do need to get... it is the last game of the season. We're only 15 minutes into the episode, so you know what? We could... Yeah, we'll do a commentary third period. Why not? We haven't done one of those in quite a bit. So we'll go into it. It's not like it matters for the playoffs anyway, because we qualified already. But I still want to do a commentary third period, so let's do it. First period. Oh my, there you go. All right, their color is red too. So I thought that was a 4-0 lead at first. But no. No, that is a 3-1 lead for the Florida Panthers. Lievo, Barkov, and Mark on Blackwood, and then Goose on Bobrovsky. Second period. All right, we made it a 3-4 game. Goose with the hat trick. Let's go, Goose. And Barkov. So got a close game going into the third. That's exactly what I wanted. Let's do it. All right, here we go. The Hughes line out there against the Barkov line. And here we go. Hughes wins the faceoff. Butcher to Hall. Hall in the zone. Hall turns back, and I couldn't see who had the puck there, but he gets it to Hall. Subban for Hall. For Subban again. Subban. Down low to Hughes for Hall. And actually, you know what? Is the camera angle... The camera angle must be different. It looks slightly different than the true broadcast. Oh, it is true broadcast. Oh, is it the auto zoom that's doing this? Because I feel like it's a little bit more zoomed in than usual. We'll go for off with the auto zoom. It still looks a little bit lower than it usually is. I guess maybe they updated the camera angle. Maybe Butcher with the shot, and that goes. Did not go over the glass, but Barkov has it to Huberdeau. The Yamark with the shot, but Subban was there to block it. Butcher gets it from Subban. And what are you doing, What are you doing, Subban? That was... Oh, okay, Brat. That was absolutely ridiculous. Subban was just standing there while the puck was completely wide open. Open for the taking. So Butcher has it. Then he loses it off a body check. And Subban... I mean, I guess it makes sense that he's standing there because... You know, he's trying to prevent the Panthers player from cutting across the crease, but I would have liked to see a little bit more aggression from Subban there, at least to pressure this guy from, you know, like cutting to this side of the net to potentially squeeze it through Robin Leonard. You know, he's just standing there, and then he starts moving. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to make a huge deal out of it. It's just, yeah, it looked odd, you know, for Subban just to be standing still. All right, here we go. Bratt, Hischier, and Severson out there against Vetrano, Trocheck, and Dadonov. Tanev to Severson with the shot, and that went off the blocker. Hischier along the boards, kicks it to Bratt. Bratt for Smith to Tanev, to Ty Smith, to Severson, to Tanev, to Bratt, to Tanev. Someone shoot it. Ty Smith, lose it to Dadonov, and then we have a tripping penalty. Who's that against? That is against Ty Smith. He is going to the box. Yep. Let's see it. Let's see it again. Yeah, can't do that. Here we go. Penalty kill time. Zajac and Simmons out there against Vetrano, Coyle, and Lievo. Face off one by Florida. Lievo to Coyle to Vetrano, who is tripped up, but no penalty. Okay, solid. Simmons with the shot and Bobrovsky with the save. I believe we had just avoided another penalty there. I am fairly certain that that was a trip there just before, but, you know, I'll take it. Smith and Heischer out there against Vetrano, Coyle, and Lievo. Face off one by Florida once again. Lievo with the puck into the Devil's zone. And Ekblad with the shot. That went just wide. Yandel intercepted by Tanev, but Lievo gets it into the pads of Robin Lehner. Nico and Zach Smith out there. Face off one by Florida. Vatanen. Sammy Vatanen signed with Florida during free agency. So facing one of our former players here in this game. Vetrano had the puck there for a second, but lost it. And New Jersey clears. Florida will go back for it. Vatanen has it for the Florida Panthers. And he goes up himself. Finds number 14, Coyle. For Vatanen with the shot that went just wide. And Lehner will cover up. Simmons and Zajac out there now. Gets Huberdeau, Barkov, and Trocheck. Face off one by Barkov for Yandel. Ekblad with the shot from the point, and Lehner with the glove save. My goodness. Another face off for Zajac. And he'll lose it to Barkov. Huberdeau for Trocheck, for Huberdeau again. Ekblad to Trocheck, intercepted by Zajac, and he sends Simmons on his way on the penalty kill. He gets it to Zajac. Zajac for Severson, cutting to the net. And he had a golden opportunity there, but couldn't convert. Trocheck for Simmons, who intercepts. And he dumps 200 feet. Ekblad back for it. Gets it to Barkov. May have been intercepted slightly, but still got to him. Huberdeau. And Subban intercepts. Simmons up for New Jersey now. Simmons circles back for Zajac with the shot off the pads of Sergei Bobrovsky. And do we have another penalty here? Yes, we do. Come on, boys. All right, Nico out there for the faceoff, and he loses it to number 14. Dadonov with the shot, and Butcher will take it and clear it. 200 feet. Dadonov back for it. Go to Florida Panthers, finds Vatanen. He'll get it up to number 17, Lievo, for Vetrano, for Vatanen, back for Coyle, for Lievo in front, and Lievo scores to make it 5-3 on the power play for the Florida Panthers. They now lead by 2. It's a real good thing that we already officially clinched the playoffs. Hall, Hughes, and Goose out there against Vetrano, Trocheck, and Dadonov. Face off one by Trocheck. Vatanen circles back, finds Vetrano. Vetrano tried to find his teammate, but Gusev intercepts. Goose circles, finds Smith with the shot, and he scores. Who was that? That was Jack Hughes with the goal. I believe, anyway, on Bobrovsky. Yes, indeed, Jack Hughes with his 22nd goal of the season. And what a feed from Gusev to Smith, and then Hughes is there for the rebound. Bobrovsky couldn't get there. And we are back within 1. Here we go again. Down by 1, 8 minutes to go. Still anyone's game at this point. Face off one by Trocheck for Vatanen. Vatanen back to Trocheck. Trocheck tries to get around. Centers it, but Ty Smith picks it up. And Hughes. Things you just hate to see. That. What in the world, dude? Alright. EA voodoo nonsense, whatever you want to call it. That was just brutal by Jack Hughes and Robin Lehner. Lehner didn't have his pads closed, and Hughes, I don't know what Hughes was doing, but the puck somehow managed to find its way through Robin Lehner's legs, and it's a 6-4 game now. Lievo to, I don't know who that was, I didn't even see the name, of Bobrovsky, for Vatanen, up to Lievo, with 4:30 remaining, to Borgstrom, with the shot, Lehner with the save. Palmieri, Zacha, and Coleman out there against Borgstrom, Coyle, and Lievo. And what are you doing, Zhamnov? Zhamnov! What? You were right there. You were literally right there. You could have picked up the puck. Borgstrom in the zone now for Florida. Defended well by Zhamnov this time. Palmieri dumps it in. Yandel. Pinched out by Zacha. And Zacha has it now for Coleman. For Butcher. For Zacha with a shot. That went wide high of the net. Zhamnov for Zacha. For Palmieri with the shot. And Palmieri scores with 50.1 seconds remaining. Alright. We have a game once again. That makes the goal by the self-goal against by Hughes even worse. Oh my goodness. Wow. What a frustrating game. Zacha sets up Palmieri very nicely. And he goes 5-hole with it. So we're back to square one again. Bratt, Hischier, and Severson out there now with 50 seconds remaining. What can we do? Face-off won by Florida. They've just been killing us on the face-offs. Strawman. In himself. And Subban will take it. For Severson. Severson up to Hischier. Hischier. To Bratt. To Severson. Severson again with the backhand. Bratt. Barkov. Up to Vatanen and then Huberdeau. With the empty net. Of course, misses the net because why wouldn't he? You know, empty net glitch. Hughes to Subban with the shot blocked in front. Hughes for Subban. Down low for Nico. Hischier to Bratt. To Hughes. The shot. Vatanen intercepts Huberdeau with 5 seconds remaining. And Severson. Yeah, that'll be all she wrote. The Florida Panthers win a wild one, 6-5. And that'll be the end of the regular season for your New Jersey Devils. But we have the playoffs to look forward to. So let's check out the stats of our guys for the end of the season. Jack Hughes leads our team in points at the end of the regular season with 79 in 82 games. That is definitely an improvement on last year. He had 62 compared to 79. Pretty good improvement. He's now up to an 87 as well. Taylor Hall with 78 and 79. Goose with 75. PK Subban with 74. Nico with 61. Bratt with 57. Palmieri with 44. Coleman with 44. Butcher with 38. Simmons with 35. Zacha with 34. Severson with 31. Smith with 26. The other Smith with 24. Wood with 22. Manson with 19. Tanev with 18. Zajac with 16. Anderson with 9. Zhamnov with 6 in 21 games. And that'll be it for point-wise. Shots, you have Goose with 302. And then Hall and Subban, both above 200. Bratt, Nico, both close to 200. And then you have Palmieri with 166. Hughes with 154. And then all the rest of these guys down here. Faceoffs, Zajac with a 57.9. Zacha with a 54.3, Nico with a 53%, and Hughes with a 47.1. Physically, you have Subban, Manson, Severson, Palmieri, Hall, Coleman, and Simmons all 100 or above. Tanev was very close with 99. So was Zach Smith with 96. Zacha with 89. All above a hit per game. Miles Wood even was above a hit per game with 73 in 55 games. And takeaways to giveaways. Hall, He was fantastic. Nico was fantastic. Bratt, fantastic. Simmons was great as well. Coleman could be better. Zajac could be better. Palmieri could be better. Butcher could be, well, actually, that was pretty good for a defenseman. Gusev could be better. But again, all these guys got offense, so I can't really complain. Zach Smith could be better. Manson was good for a defenseman. Hughes could be better, but he led the team in points, so I'm not complaining too much there. PK Subban could be better, but again, he got 74 points, I believe, so not complaining there either. Tanev, that's about right. Zaka was good. Miles Wood could have been a lot better. Severson's a bit of a weird case, given that he played both forward and defense. So I don't know how to exactly judge that, except for while he was playing defense, he did turn it over quite a bit, but we don't know his numbers while he was playing forward. Ty Smith with a 16-51, Anderson with a 10-11, and Jamnov with a 6-10. That's actually pretty good. And in goal, Robin Leonard with a 904 and Mackenzie Blackwood with an 888. You hate to see it, but luckily all that matters is that we made the playoffs. So now let's check on Jesper Boquist as well. 54 points. He's now a 79 overall. He should be in the NHL next year. And we'll also check out the progress reports. So Hall, Wood, Simmons, Hughes grew by 9. Yeah, I would imagine he had a very good season. Zajac probably down by 9. Yep, statistical growth. Nico up by 5. And Jamnov didn't grow. But that's fine. The main goal of calling him up was to get him NHL experience and get him used to the NHL so that he can grow a little bit maybe in the offseason. And hopefully he'll be an 80 by the start of next year. And as for in the system, Lundell is at a 76. We saw that already. Any other good potential guys who grew a lot? Jesper Boquist, of course, who we already saw. Vukojevic, he didn't grow at all, but I would guess that he'll get an offseason jump. Merzlikins is actually a starter potential, but his age is he's already 26. I don't think he'll end up being too much for us. Clark, Bastian, Sharangovich also grew. Zetterland, Solani. So now we will see who we have in the first round of the Year 2 playoffs, and it will be the Boston Bruins. So let's check out the lines of the Bruins. So the first line, Brad Marchand and David Krejci with Pasternak. So they broke up Bergeron, Marchand, and Pasternak. Second line would be DeBrusk, Bergeron, and Brett Ritchie. And then third line, you have Sean Corrali with Danton Heinen and Jacob Forsbacka Carlson. And then Anders Bjork with Mikko Koivu and David Backes. On defense, you have Krug and McAvoy. Then you have Moore and Carlo, and then Grzelcyk and Dan Girardi. And in goal, you have Rask, and we are facing our former netminder, Corey Schneider. And scratch, they have Irwin, Walensky, and Zaboral. So that'll be about it for this one. And the next one, we have the Flames versus the Jets, the Sharks versus the Ducks, the Avalanche versus the Blues, the Predators versus the Blackhawks, and then we have in the East the Pens and the Flyers, the Blue Jackets and the Panthers, the Sabres and the Maple Leafs, and your New Jersey Devils versus the Boston Bruins. So I ended off here, and I'll see you guys in the next one when we face Boston in round number 1.